The shrine bell rang 3 times. Kira stood frozen at the forest edge, staring at the abandoned structure ahead. No one had touched that bell in 15 years. Her breath came in shallow gasps as moonlight carved shadows across the overgrown path. In her trembling hand, she clutched a burnt photograph, her sister Maya's face half consumed by flame, the other half smiling. "If you cross before midnight, you will not return the same." The whisper came from nowhere and everywhere. Kira's heart hammered against her ribs. She checked her phone. 11:47 p.m. 13 minutes until the blessed night began. The village of Ashwood existed in stories and superstition. Nestled deep within mountains, surrounded by forests so thick that sunlight barely penetrated, the people here believed in things the modern world had forgotten. Once every year, on the autumn equinox, the boundary between worlds grew thin. They called it the blessed night, the one night when the boundary road appeared, a path that could change destiny itself. Cross it with pure intent, and miracles awaited. Cross it unworthy, and you'd lose everything that made you human. No one had attempted the crossing in 15 years. Not since Maya vanished. Kira had been 12 when her sister disappeared. Maya, 19 and desperate, had begged their dying mother for more time. The doctor said weeks at most. Maya had whispered about the legend, about crossing over, about bargaining with whatever lived beyond. Their mother died anyway. Maya never came home. Everyone said she'd run away. Couldn't handle the grief. But Kira knew better. 2 weeks ago, a package arrived at Kira's apartment in the city. No return address. Inside, Maya's silver bracelet, the one she never removed. It was warm, as if someone had just taken it off. Underneath lay a map with circles drawn in red ink around forbidden locations throughout Ashwood. And a note in Maya's handwriting: "I am still here. Come find me." Blessed night. Kira had driven 8 hours straight to reach the village. "You're making a mistake, child." Elder Chen's voice had been grave that afternoon when Kira found him at the village tea house. His weathered hands shook as he poured jasmine tea. "The spirits don't like to be bargained with. They always take more than they give." "My sister crossed over," Kira pressed. "She's trapped there, isn't she?" Elder Chen's eyes darkened. "The ones who cross successfully gain what they desire: wealth, healing, knowledge, reunion with the dead. But they pay in pieces of themselves. I knew a man once who crossed to cure his son's illness. He returned successful. The boy lived. But the father. He tapped his temple. 2 voices spoke from his mouth. One his, one something else. Within a month, he walked into the forest and was never seen again. Where does the boundary road appear?" "You won't listen." Elder Chen sighed. "The old shrine. When the moon reaches its peak, the path reveals itself. It splits into 2 ways, the way of memory, where you face painful truths, and the way of promise, where miracles come with unknown prices." He gripped her wrist. "If you see your sister, remember, she may wear a face, but she might not be her anymore." Now, standing before the shrine as 11:52 blinked on a phone, Kira felt the temperature drop. Her breath misted. The forest went silent, no insects, no wind, nothing. Just the oppressive weight of being watched. The air shimmered. Between 2 ancient cedar trees, a path materialized. Not built, revealed, as if it had always existed but hidden from ordinary sight. Pale light emanated from stones marking its edges. The path split 50 feet ahead, forking left and right into darkness. A figure stood at the split. Kira's breath caught. Same height as Maya. Same long black hair. Same coat she'd worn the night she vanished. "Maya." Her voice cracked. The figure didn't turn. It began walking down the right fork, the way of promise. Kira ran. The moment she stepped onto the boundary road, the world lurched. Colors bled and shifted. The trees stretched impossibly tall. Sounds came muffled, as if heard underwater. Her footsteps echoed wrong, too many echoes, at odd intervals. "Maya, wait." The figure moved faster. Kira chased it deeper, the path twisting through a forest that looked like Ashwood but wasn't. The moon hung too large. The stars pulsed like living things. She emerged into a clearing and stopped dead. Before her stood Ashwood Village, but wrong. Houses stood in familiar positions, but windows gaped black and empty. People walked the streets wearing blank expressions, their eyes reflecting nothing. They moved in synchronized patterns, like pieces on a board. And there, in the village square, stood Maya. Kira. Her sister's voice sounded layered, harmonized with something deeper. You shouldn't have come. I got your message. The bracelet. I didn't send it. Maya's face held an expression Kira couldn't name, sorrow mixed with something alien. They sent it. They wanted you here. Who? The ones who granted my wish. Maya stepped closer, and Kira saw it then. Her sister's shadow moved independently, slightly out of sync with her body. I crossed over to save Mother. I begged them for more time. They agreed. But Mother died. No. Maya's laugh was bitter. She's alive. Somewhere. Somewhen. In a version of events where I gave enough. She touched her own chest. I gave them me. My identity. My memories. Every day I forget more. Soon there'll be nothing left but this shell they're using. Horror crawled up Kira's spine. We're leaving. Both of us. Now. You can't take me back. I'm not real anymore, just an echo they keep playing. Maya grabbed Kira's shoulders. Her hands felt too cold. Run. Before they make you choose. The voice came then, deep, resonant, speaking with the weight of countless beings speaking as one. What are you willing to give? The air pressure changed. Kira's ears popped. Around them, the hollow-eyed villagers stopped moving and turned as one to face her. Maya stumbled backward, fear breaking through her strange calm. The voice didn't come from any direction, it vibrated through Kira's bones. 3 paths lie before you. Images flooded Kira's mind, not seen but felt, carved directly into her consciousness. Trade your identity for knowledge. Become like your sister. Learn all you seek but lose yourself piece by piece. She saw herself returning home, brilliant and changed, slowly forgetting her own name. Forget your pain. Forget your sister. Walk away whole but forever unknowing. She saw herself waking tomorrow with no memory of Maya, the grief lifted but the love erased. Refuse the bargain. Leave now with your questions. Live forever uncertain. She saw herself old and haunted, always wondering. Kira's mind raced. This was the trap. This was how they fed, on desperation, on love turned toxic. Maya had tried to play God with their mother's life and became a prisoner. And now they wanted Kira too. No, she whispered. Choose. No. Louder now. Kira grabbed Maya's hand, cold, so cold, and ran. The hollow villagers didn't move. The voice didn't stop her. She pulled Maya back toward where the path had been, her sister stumbling, protesting weakly. It won't work, you can't. Shut up and run. They burst through the tree line. The real ashwood materialized around them, solid, warm, real. Kira's phone read 12:03 a.m. The blessed night had passed. She turned to Maya, hope exploding in her chest. But her sister's form flickered like a dying light bulb. Maya smiled, really smiled for the first time, and it was her again, truly her, for just a moment. Thank you for trying, she whispered. But some prices can't be unpaid. Maya dissolved like smoke. Kira stood alone in the forest, her sister's cold hand fading from her grip. She walked home in a daze, climbed into bed, and stared at the ceiling until dawn. When she finally looked in the mirror that morning, her reflection stared back normally. She touched her face. Solid. Real. Unchanged. Then she noticed the photograph on her dresser, the burnt one of Maya. Except now it showed 2 faces. Maya's. And hers. The doorbell rang. Kira walked downstairs, her heart a drum. She opened the door. Maya stood on the porch, whole and solid and real. She wore the same clothes from 15 years ago, unchanged. Kira, she said, and her voice held that strange harmony again. I think something followed you back. Behind Maya, the morning sun cast 2 shadows on the ground where there should have been one. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, hit that subscribe button. I've got more mysteries and thrillers that'll haunt your thoughts for days. Drop a comment telling me which ending you would have chosen, knowledge, forgetfulness, or uncertainty. And if you believe in the blessed night, leave a like to ward off the spirits. Thanks for watching, and remember, some bargains cost more than you can see.